Hey everybody, Justin at the Doodle Farm. In this video we're going to talk about feeding and raw feeding. So here at the Doodle Farm we raise all of our pups on an open fed training technique. The reason that we do that is twofold. Number one, there are a lot of studies that have shown that free feeding or open feeding is a healthier way for your dogs to eat because they're going to be nibbling throughout the day versus two big meals. Because of the poodle involved, they are able to self-regulate and they do a great job with it. The second reason that we do this is that by free feed training them, they will not develop food aggression. So I'd have no problems telling my daughter to go take something out of their mouth and know that they're not going to bite her for it because there is no food aggression. Because there's no food aggression, the odds of them ever developing possession aggression is virtually zero. So we use Nutrisource, and we will have bags of dog food that you can purchase on Go Home Day for you. Nutrisource is a phenomenal brand of dog food. And whether you stick with Nutrisource or go with something else, my only recommendation is stick with a high quality dog food. Reason for that is twofold. Number one is what you put in is what you get out in terms of your dog. So if you're putting high quality ingredient food in, then typically you're going to get a healthier, longer lifespan dog. The second reason, and call this selfish of me as the guy that typically is doing this, but with a higher quality dog food means less dog poop to pick up. If they're not having to eat as much to get the nutrients that they need, then they're not going to be pooping as much. So that's my little selfish reason for wanting to do a high quality dog food, is that I already pick up enough dog poo. I don't need to be picking up more. The last thing that we'll talk about in this video is going to be raw feeding. So in a perfect world, we would all have the time and the money to raw feed our dogs, as it is the healthiest way to feed your dog, because you're giving them the ingredients at the source. And if that is something that is a reality for you, that's awesome. We encourage it. Unfortunately, for most of us, that is not a reality. So what we like to do is called supplemental raw feeding, where dog's primary diet is going to be a high quality kibble like Nutrisource, and then we're supplementing extras on top in terms of lean protein, vegetables, and fruits. With anything that you're feeding your dog, do your research on it. There are vegetables that are poisonous to dogs. There are fruits that are poisonous to dogs. Meats in terms of their fat content. The higher the fat content, the higher the likelihood that they will drive you from your home with their farts. Ask me how I know that one. So stick to lean proteins. Carrots are one of your safest and best bets, and they're phenomenal for training if you want to dice them up. Extremely low calorie and great for your pup. What I like to do with raw feeding is I usually don't like to introduce anything until pup is 4 to 5 months old, just to give their digestive system time to develop. And then when I do, I introduce one thing at a time for a set time period. And that time period is usually 2 weeks. So first week I'm feeding them that item, and it's not every day. I feed them that item maybe 2 to 4 times during that week. And that week I'm also watching how they respond to it in terms of, are they throwing up? Are their poos solid and the healthy looking the way they should be? And then the second week is just, again, watching their behaviors and making sure that they don't have an adverse reaction to it. From there, I'll go on to the next thing. So don't mix anything until you know both of those things are safe and good for your dog, because your dog is going to have some things that, even though it's not poisonous to them, their body is just going to be like, nope, I can't handle this. So just like us humans, we will have I'll put a website at the bottom of this video that has more information on raw feeding. And then, as always, you are more than welcome to reach out to us with any questions that you might have on raw feeding. And that doesn't have to be before you take your pup home, because typically you're not going to be getting into that until after you have taken your pup home. So if you're starting raw feeding and your pup is 5, 6, 7 months old and you got questions, please reach out to us. We want to help you out. We've done a lot of that through our time as breeders. So thank you very much.